Hey everybody, today we're going to show you some of my favorite Ninja Defuse spots here on the Modern Warfare 3 map rundown. So without further ado, let's jump into it. So we're going to start off with the A-bomb. The first spot that I recommend using is directly above the bomb on this balcony. Now you're going to need a camera for this one, so you can toss down a camera somewhere that's watching the bomb. And all you need to do is work your way up the stairs and out onto the balcony. Now you can lay facing the bomb. I would recommend laying the direction towards the door just in case for some odd reason someone decides to come out here. But for most of the time, no one's going to actually come out on this balcony because they know how easy it is to get taken out by anyone that's in the spawn. For the most part, players are just going to check through the doorway here or just run across the bridge and peek through the windows, which makes this balcony such an easy spot to hide in and a great spot to jump down and get the defuse if someone starts to plant. So all you need to do is lay on the end of the balcony, throw down a camera watching the bomb, and that'll be your first spot. The second spot we're going to use also requires a camera. So again, you can go ahead and throw that down somewhere that's watching the bomb. And all we're going to do is go like we're going to cross the bridge, but we're going to take a left and go into this little cubby right here. A lot of players completely forget this is here most of the time, especially if they're coming from the attacking side. They're not generally expecting someone to be in here as they're worried about someone catching the cross or someone in the back watching A. What I would recommend doing is facing the wall here, laying down, and then slowly turning to your right. And what that's going to do is put you as far back into this corner as you possibly can get with the back half of your body into the wall. You can see if you move too much, it'll start to kick you out. So just go enough to where you can see in front of you. And most of the time, you're going to catch players just running right by you, or they're just going to sneak around the back side, and you don't even have to worry about them getting close to you. You can just lay in here, watch your camera, and as soon as somebody goes for the plant, you can sneak out and get yourself a defuse. The third spot for A here is a little bit more tricky. There is a possibility that you get spotted if people do flank the spawn, but it works really well because you don't need a camera. There's a couple different spots you can use this. You can go up here closer to this fence, but these flowers are super close to the fence, so it's harder to blend in. But if you go a little bit further back, we've got even taller flowers that you can just lay directly in the middle of, and you kind of look like a part of the vegetation if you guys look in third person here. Now, if you scoot up enough, you can eventually see the bomb so that you don't need to use a camera. It might be easier to throw a camera down and use it and just back up a little bit so that you're not sticking out, but you don't necessarily need the camera to pull this one off. Again, this one should work. Most of the time, players will just overlook you, but if they do happen to wrap all the way back around and come from this direction, it will be much easier to spot you. But this is going to be our third spot for the A-bomb. Now, our fourth and final spot for A is a really awesome one, but can be tricky to pull off. I would again recommend using a camera for this one. So we'll go ahead and toss a camera down. What you want to do is get on top of this fan. It's right over the edge of the bridge directly above the bomb. So we'll show you if you head up the stairs here, you should be able to get into this one pretty easily as long as you don't have somebody rush right towards A. You just come right over here to the side of the bridge and you can fall off onto this fan. And once you're here, what I recommend doing is facing the bridge, lay down, and then slowly turn to your left. So if it doesn't work, you can see it's going to start to slowly push you out. But if you get this lined up properly, you'll eventually be able to turn just like this. It'll put the back half of your body into the wall behind you, and you'll be directly above the bomb, and you'll have the bottom of the bridge here or the top of the bridge to cover anyone from seeing you that's rushing directly towards the bomb. Now, the only downside about this is that your legs are going to stick through the wall behind you. Half your legs are going to go under the ground here, so you won't have to worry. It'll be underneath the staircase. But there's a good chance that part of your legs stick out. So if someone does make their way over here and they're being very observant and they're able to see your legs partially coming up through the floor, they will get you. But if they don't come all the way in here and they're not really paying attention, this is a really good spot to get a Ninja Defuse because all you have to do is drop down and you can get one pretty easily. So again, if you're rushing towards the bomb, you can see you can't really see anybody sitting on top of that generator. So it's a really free spot to get a nice Ninja Defuse here at A. So heading over to the B-bomb, we're going to start by showing you guys the classic. This spot is what worked all the time on the original Modern Warfare 2. And all you need to do is come right over here in this corner next to this wall, and we're just going to lay down right here. This one works a lot more than you would think. It's pretty obvious as you're kind of in the open. You're not really hidden aside from being in a corner, but most of the time you're going to get players that don't even check that corner, that just aimlessly run up here and plant the bomb. So right here in this corner, a classic that always generally works pretty well to get your Ninja Defuse here at B. Our second spot for B, I highly recommend using a camera so that we have a direct line of sight to the bomb. We're going to be extremely close, so you'll probably hear the plant, But all we're going to do is climb up this set of stairs over here and lay against the side of this brick wall. Now, it seems pretty obvious. Again, if anybody runs up here, they're going to spot you pretty quickly. But for the most part, players that run in here are going to immediately plant the bomb before going up this set of stairs or over toward the backside of this building. Most of the time, you're going to see players run through this little cutout in the wall and immediately put the bomb down, which is really great because the bomb gives you cover to be able to jump up from behind the bricks, go around them, and get yourself a defuse here at B. Now, for our third spot at B, we're most definitely going to need a camera watching the bomb, as we don't have a line of sight towards it at all. But what we're going to do is work our way to the back side of this building. And back here, there's going to be a lot of tall grass as well as some metal piping or whatever this stuff is. What we're going to do is lay down behind the pipes and we're going to face the wall. Now, the reason you want to face the building here is because the taller grass is closer towards the back end. So if you lay facing the front, your head is going to stick out way more than your legs will. So we're going to lay facing the building all the way towards the back. You guys can see in third person here that you're pretty well hidden and you're really close to the bomb. You can just check your camera, keep an eye on it, and when someone goes for the plant, you can just run around the side and get yourself a pretty easy ninja defuse here at B. Our fourth and final spot here for B, you are not going to need a camera for. All we're going to do is turn to the right. We're going to run right over here by this little staircase. You can see there's a little group of purple flowers here as well as a pole. We're going to lay down right beside these flowers and in front of this pole. Now, it looks a little goofy in first person, but if you take a look in third person, you're hidden in the flowers pretty well. It's a really awesome spot to be able to watch the bomb. You can see if anybody runs up there and goes for the plant. If you run over toward the bomb, if you're looking that direction, it's really difficult to see somebody hiding because the pole and the flowers there. It's also covered with shade, but this is going to be our fourth spot for B. But these are my favorite spots here on Rundown. As always, if you have some of your own spots that you enjoy using, make sure to leave them down in the comment section below. I appreciate you guys watching the video, and we'll see you in the next one.